Hey, what is happening, all of my friends? I'm Jake James Lugo, and welcome to Gamers with Gains. So E3 2016 is around the corner. There's so many big announcements that are just dropping the week before E3. I'm excited, everybody else is excited. This is definitely an exciting time for everybody in the industry. If you haven't already, check out my two previous vlogs about E3 2016 that include my predictions for both Microsoft and Nintendo that's going to be going down next week. Again, I'm going to be in LA the entire week of E3, and I cannot wait to play all the latest games and see all the big news coming from the showroom floor as well as the press conferences. Now today in this pre-E3 week predictions vlog, I'm going to be talking about Square Enix. More specifically because obviously recently they've just revealed a new trailer for Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue. That is a mouthful, I know. But they also have a bunch of other games that are probably more than likely going to show up at the expo this coming week. So let's start things off, okay, with some of their Western titles. I want to talk about Deus Ex Mankind Divided, which is their next entry in the Deus Ex series. But I also believe there's also going to be a Deus Ex related universe game that's going to be similar to the different Go mobile titles that have been coming out for both Lara Croft as well as also Hitman. Again, I'm starting to see this trend with Square Enix, so I wouldn't be surprised if they release another game that's more specifically geared towards the Deus Ex universe. Now, besides that, I'm also pretty sure we're also going to get details about the next Lara Croft iteration, which is going to be Rise of the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition for the PlayStation 4. If you guys didn't remember, not too long ago, Rise of the Tomb Raider came out exclusively on the Xbox One for a set amount of time. And everybody out there, they even mentioned, back then, that they're more than likely going to wait for the PlayStation 4 version of that game. Hopefully it comes out and it has a little bit more extra content, including all the DLC and stuff, and looks a little bit better on the PlayStation 4. I fully expect maybe that type of announcements to be revealed during the PlayStation conference. It sounds like it'd be a little bit more ideal for them to do so there, but I really think that that's coming down the line. As well as also, we're going to get some other types of information about Just Cause 3, again, any sort of DLC stuff. I know I was looking on Twitter not too long ago, and I saw some postings for some extra content about that game, which is fine and dandy or whatnot. Again, it's pretty interesting to me. But really what you guys want to hear about is all the big Japanese titles and what I think is going to go down next week at E3 for Square Enix at their booth, as well as any one of the other conferences and such. So for Square Enix specifically, obviously we have to talk about Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue. Again, so big in the names for Square Enix titles. But we have to talk about this. So a trailer got revealed earlier this morning as of the time I'm recording this vlog, and it looks pretty good. I'm going to be talking more about the trailer specifically on a podcast with my boy Tuminator later on today. So I'm probably going to get some more details about that later. I'll have a link in the description box below once we actually record it and it's live on the internet. But again, this kind of indicated a few things to me, that we're not going to get a strong presence of Kingdom Hearts 3 at this year's E3, specifically because at the end of the trailer for 2.8, they revealed that there's going to be more big news coming about Kingdom Hearts 3 at winter later this year, which could mean a number of different reasons. Again, we're going to detail more about that in that podcast, which, I fully believe we're going to get some big announcements, including possibly the inclusion of the Frozen world, as well as also maybe a reveal at Jump Fiesta. But again, I digress, that's a whole nother thing. I want to talk about specifically E3. What else does Square Enix have with their big RPGs or their big JRPG games? We also have some stuff that possibly have more info about Final Fantasy XV being revealed. That's going to be its last push, its last hurrah for everybody that's really excited about the game coming out this September, which is pretty awesome. But also I think that this opens up a little bit of some mindshare for Final Fantasy VII Remake to have a presence at E3 this year. Now, I've seen a couple people on the internet talk about maybe they won't actually show the game here and there. Maybe we won't get any other new trailer or gameplay, but I feel like they're going to talk about it in some capacity. Again, last year they showed some stuff. Not too long ago they showed a trailer at the PlayStation Experience, and that was pretty hype for a lot of people. So I really fully expect that we'll probably get a few more details about it. Nothing major, nothing crazy or whatnot, or if they do, it would be phenomenal, but I think we're going to get something, okay? Maybe some extra gameplay or whatnot. I still think that game is really far off along. It's not coming out anytime soon. If it is, we have a huge problem, but definitely expect something on there, or at least be prepared for it. Now, some of the other stuff I want to talk about. World of Final Fantasy. World of Final Fantasy comes out later this year, which is pretty damn cool. Again, I've seen this game at last year's E3 as well as seen all the promotional material about it coming out both on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita. I'm really excited about it as a Final Fantasy fan. I'm going to be picking up the game on both platforms. Hopefully I'm reviewing it for the Coalition. Really interested to see how that game plays out. We've learned all different types of information of all the cameos and the characters that are going to be appearing in that game. It looks interesting, okay? reminds me really heavily of The World Ends With You as far as like the aesthetic style of it, but it's still cool to have like all these little nods to different Final Fantasy games of the entire series. That's pretty awesome. But speaking of Final Fantasy, the one that I really want to talk about and what I'm really making a full-on prediction about, because I really think this is coming, Dissidia Final Fantasy, the game that has been in Japanese arcades for a while now, built on PlayStation 4 hardware. I'm pretty damn sure at some point that game is getting announced for PlayStation 4 worldwide, you know, for Japan, Europe, and the United States here in North America. I really think that game is coming really soon. So many people, myself included, really want that game to be on consoles, really want online play. I'm really looking forward to it, and I also expect if that actually happens, I'm also expecting maybe an HD re-release of the first two Dissidia games, if not just Dissidia Duodessa. Again, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, that on the PSP, they had Dissidia Final Fantasy, which was like this kind of like conglomerate fighting game of all these characters from all the Final Fantasy games from 1 to 13 at the time, or 1 to 14 technically, where they would actually, again, fight each other and be part of like this big story that was kind of shallow in of its own right, but it was still a meaty game. It felt like a true kind of like entry to the Final Fantasy series as a whole, as a spin-off title. Again, you have all these likable characters from every single game in the series, as well as this big meaty kind of like, you know, RPG-esque type of story with the fighting and the battle system and the craziness that you would see in like an Advent Children or something. I fully expect that game on PlayStation 4, as well as I also fully expect some sort of HD announcement about that game, that title. Again, it would be ideal. If it doesn't happen, hey, but at least I'm hopeful for something like that. I also think that we're going to get some more stuff about Dragon Quest XI. I think that's going to be interesting. Again, Dragon Quest is a huge series in Japan and a huge series for not Final Fantasy, but it's for Square Enix fans. We're going to probably get more information about that. I think they're getting ready to do a big blowout sometime down the line. Maybe we'll get some tidbits at E3, both at their booth or maybe at one of the conferences, probably PlayStation more than likely, if anything. Also, a couple other titles I want to mention, Final Fantasy XIV Online. I think we're going to get some more stuff, kind of like what we saw at PAX East not so long ago, with the different types of raids or any other like iterations, extra content to that game. I know they've been rolling out different updates here and there, so I'm pretty sure we're going to see more of that stuff down the line as well. So overall, a lot of exciting things to look forward to with Square Enix. Again, there's probably other titles I'm probably missing out on right now at the moment. Again, I'm going from memory straight at this point. But again, a lot of stuff to look forward to. I'm really hoping. Again, big predictions. Dissidia Final Fantasy, Dissidia HD re-release. Definitely expect... Oh, one thing I have to talk about, Final Fantasy XII HD. That got announced not too long ago. Pretty sure there's going to be gameplay there. Maybe a playable demo alongside Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8. All these different playable stuff. I think I'm really going to have a lot of fun at the Square Enix booth this year. So either way, guys, before I start going all crazy and stuff, leave me a comment down below in the comment section. Tell me what you guys think about all these different predictions, as well as all of the stuff that you think is what's going to go down at Square Enix's booth and at some of the conferences this year at E3 2016, okay? Don't forget to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the Gamers with Gains channel for all my videos related to gaming and all my predictions for E3 2016. Again, if you haven't already, check out my previous two vlogs about both Microsoft and Nintendo. Later this week, I'm going to be doing PlayStation, and I'm also going to be doing some of the other third parties more than likely tomorrow or whatnot. So be hyped up about that. Look for that podcast I'm going to be doing with my boy Tuminator, talking about Kingdom Hearts 2.8, and I will talk to all of you again real soon. And also, before I even forget, because I always forget this, follow me on Twitch, streaming every single day, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch, playing a variety of games. Ask me questions directly about E3 as well as gaming and stuff while you're on hanging out with the chat fam and while I'm streaming games and stuff. Talk to you all, real soon. Peace out. Stay epic, everybody.